Hi, I'm Ellen Horan, President and CEO of the Greater Reading Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and I'm here for this week's Member Spotlight with Don Abramson from Keystone Tees, Inc. Welcome, Don.
Thank you very much for having me.
You know, I didn't realize, I know you've been a chamber member for a long time and been active in advertising with us, but I didn't realize you were a second generation business. Is that correct?
Yes, we actually, this is our 40th anniversary, 40 years. We started in 1975, and my parents at that time were in their 60s. They had a furniture store on the 300 block North 9th Street.
Okay.
And when I got out of college, I was an accounting major, and the reason we got into this business was my mother had brothers that actually manufactured underwear.
Okay.
T-shirts, briefs, and so forth.
Now, were they made locally or no?
Oh yes,
Okay.
everything. In those days, there were almost no imports.
Okay.
Very, very few. So we started selling underwear at the outlets,
Okay.
which were predominant at that point. Briefs, T-shirts, so forth, socks from Camp Hosiery, which was manufactured out in the north side of Reading. And we actually, my mother and I went to the Reading Public Library before the advent of fax machines and cell phones and everything, and put dimes into the copy machine and started our business by copying phone books at the Reading Public Library.
Oh, geez. That's
And
a marketing
we sent
strategy.
out thousands of letters, and we developed a blank wholesale printing business to basically all over the country. And that grew every year until until 1979, 1980. We actually outgrew. We were at 315 North 9th, where I grew up, 307 North 9th. So we all started together, my mother, my father, and myself. And by the late 70s, we moved down to where we are now. Our address now, which is actually in Lower Alsace Township.
Okay.
And I mean, I can give you a continued history, or you may have more questions.
Well, you're still a clothing
Yes,
wholesaler today.
We've always been an apparel house. We switched gears basically in the mid-90s. We were a blank apparel house, selling people that did screen printing, embroidery, T-shirt shops nationally, basically.
Okay.
And we switched gears basically in the late 90s, that we switched into what we do now. Now we're a decoration shop. We do screen printing, embroidery. We sell what we call the hard goods, promotional products, pens, mugs, everything
So
of
the
that
full
nature.
gamut.
Yes.
Do you still do you sell more clothing or more?
We sell
stuff?
about probably 90% of our product is apparel. That's our
Okay.
strength.
Well, that's a nice looking shirt that you have on with the embroidered there,
you.
and you have it on the hat
Yes.
too. Very nice looking.
Yes, thank
Yeah.
you, thank you.
And you do that right in Alsace Township, the
We
embroidery?
actually, as I said, I've been in this business a long time, and I know the aggravation level when you have your own equipment. We do not have our own screen printing or embroidery equipment. We have people that we partner with that I've known for 30 to 40 years that do the screen printing and embroidery, and we come in with very, very sharp pricing, and we farm all that out.
Excellent.
As far as the hard goods no one does in-house. You actually deal in a database, and we're a member of an organization that's called PPAI, that you have a database of thousands of different suppliers. And if you want to order pens, they actually manufacture the pens and drop ship it, and any product like that. So we don't have any equipment. We just have essentially a large warehouse that we've downsized, and we have a sales staff, and my wife and I, and a couple other people.
It seems to me the market for something like you're wearing has really grown, because as the workplace has become more casual, people aren't wearing suits to work every day, even say at an accounting firm. But yet the company wants a nice, consistent look. They want the branding. So are you finding that's the case, that the market is growing for?
Yeah, the market is probably think it's over a $20 billion market now. It's grown tremendously from the days when I started in business, and most of the goods are imported now, which we can discuss that issue, but there's a tremendous market. There's also a tremendous amount of competition, so you have to be on your toes. You have to have phenomenal service, great product, great production. There's a lot of things you have to put together to make this thing work.
Now, you kind of raised the point about things like the shirts, the hats being a commodity. So how do you keep your niche then in the business?
You keep your niche by giving really good service at excellent low pricing, because now you have the internet as your competitor also. Not only are your local people, which probably I'd say maybe there's a dozen competitors in Berks County that we have, but you actually have, anybody can go online and compare out pricing. It's a little harder with apparel. Apparel's kind of hard to buy online, but with the hard goods area, it's very easy to buy a pen or a mug or anything else, or a ruler. So you have to, again, you really have to be, very aggressive and be very accurate, as far as delivery and quality, and that's how you build the business.
Right. Seems to me people are still buying pens with their corporate logo on it, and then there seems to be something that kind of comes in favor and goes, like the USB sticks were popular for a while. Then the car chargers, I think of late, I've seen a number. What's the hot trend now in the branding?
The largest part of the pie, probably 35 to 40% of the pie, is apparel. Writing instruments are number 2.
Okay.
We probably make up maybe 25%, and then there's a whole list of other items. It's funny that you mentioned memory sticks. We do some. We had a very bad experience with memory sticks. We ordered them. Most of them are made overseas, and we dealt with actually one of the local, I shouldn't say this, but it's one of the local accounting companies, and to no fault of our own, the memory sticks were bad, and they got very angry about it. I mean, there you're dealing with an electronic, and also even with phone chargers, which we've never done, they can actually burn up your phone if you don't have the proper type of charger. You'll actually blow your phone up. So you have to be careful, with items. And what we try to do on larger orders is we try to make a production sample. Like if it's a couple hundred pieces, what the customer sees is what they're getting, and that can take care of a lot of problems. Because sometimes a customer will talk and will order something, and they don't actually realize what they're saying. And then if it's wrong, even if they're wrong, we're always wrong. The customer's always right.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's the way you have to deal with it.
So one last thing I want you to talk about is I saw that you do some custom work, like someone can even draw something. So I'm trying to think of, for a small business that might be having a promo or something that would be short run, they can customize a drawing
positively.
Or
that's
whatever.
A lot of our work. We have an artist.
Design and download.
We have an artist in-house, and she can very easily develop something if a customer wants, or we can take something that electronically is sent to us or physically given to us, and download it, and she can tweak that. I mean, that's a very important part, of the business, because if the design is not right, or if it's not vectored properly, you're going to have product that's going to look terrible. What comes in is what's going to come out.
Right. If
it's embroidered or if it's screen printed, it's very important that you have to do things very, very carefully, because you're going to ruin expensive product
Right.
And it's not good. You have to be very careful.
Good. Well, do you have any final tips for fellow business owners that you want to share?
Final tips? Don't go into business. No. Would be the final tip.
Well, you gave some good tips about customer service and quality.
I mean, that's really the key. I went into business because I was an accounting major in 1975. I didn't like accounting. So I kind of backed into it, and it grew. I worked very hard at it, very conservatively. I mean, you have to, if you want to go in your own business, there's a lot of opportunity, but you have to be very careful, and you have to be innovative, and you can't spend what you don't have. I mean, there's a whole...
See, your accounting came into
Yes,
play a little bit.
That helped me a lot. I mean, obviously, you reap the rewards when you're in your own business, but in this day and age, my 3 children will not be in their own business. They're not coming back into our business, and my wife and I are very happy with that. They're in 3 separate careers, and maybe that's better. It's a tough call.
It is. It is.
It's a tough call.
Well, Don, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Talking with us today. And actually, you've been a chamber member since 1975, so right from the very start.
I have.
You've been a
It's
partner
been so
with
long,
the chamber.
I can't remember.
See that?
I have that long.
So we're thrilled to be part of your success.
Where was the chamber located in those days? I wonder.
I'm not sure. Definitely downtown. But I'm not sure if they were at the 6th and Penn then, or
I don't even know that building was constructed at that time.
We'll have to look that up. Well, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you. Thank you very much.